How to lose weight without being a complete idiot. This is Carol Bird here, author of The Sun I Almost Gave Away. Now, before I get into my video, a couple little disclaimers. First of all, at the moment, I'm not licensed to practice medicine in the province where I live. So, you want to make sure that anything you may learn from this video, you run it by a licensed medical doctor, because I am not one at the moment of those. The other thing is, probably about 95 to 99% of the people watching this video will think I'm a complete moron and really wrong about what I'm going to share. This video is for that 1% that will actually do their own homework and look into it for themselves. On that note, I'm going to have a sip of my Starbucks. I'm hoping I don't drop it like the last time I filmed from here, because that was a sucky deal. Now, you may also be watching this video and wondering why someone giving information on the subject of weight loss and health would be drinking Starbucks. And that's because I don't always follow my advice. I know the right thing, but that doesn't mean that I always do it, because I don't always care. So, anyway, if you notice, I don't know where you're watching this video from, but I'm in Canada. And in North America, we kind of we're idiots, and we're extremely ignorant when it comes to how to maintain a healthy weight and how to lose weight. And there's some really interesting belief systems that we have, primarily on how to be healthy in general, how to be physically healthy, and how to be fit. Sorry about my face, guys. I literally had just woke up. Haven't had my coffee, as you know, because I'm just just getting started. Yes, I've been switching over from my loyal, faithful Tim's to Starbucks, because Starbucks has flavor, and I've noticed Tim's flavor is just going downhill. Or I'm getting old and losing my taste buds. I don't know which. Anyway, if you guys were to compare the Okinawan people and their lifestyle to the North American lifestyle, you are going to notice some really interesting differences. And the biggest thing I want to talk to you guys about today is how we move our bodies and exercise. For those of you who are new to my channel and haven't followed my background, when I was in naturopathy, I specialized in endocrinology, and that's the hormones of the body. And so I dealt with a ton of obesity. I dealt with infertility, people that had major thyroid problems and Hashimoto's and all this kind of stuff. And what I have noticed is this. People don't understand what happens to the body when they move their body in a way that triggers the fight or flight response. The fight or flight response is going to be triggered when you have signaled to your body that it needs to produce adrenaline, cortisol, and these fight or flight kind of hormones. And there's a lot of things we can do to trigger that. We can be startled. And one thing that we do in the way we exercise in North America is we exhaust ourselves. When you have to tap into getting these adrenaline bursts to continue your physical movement, your body produces a bunch of these fight or flight hormones to do that. And these fight or flight hormones are actually going to hinder weight loss, effective weight loss. And so what ends up happening is, over time, if you find that the way that you exercise, the way that you move your body is putting you into this constant fight or flight, then you're going to have these elevated cortisol levels, and you're going to hang on to your fat more. You also are going to slow down your metabolism, because the way that our bodies were created was, if we are living in a fight or flight, that's like a famine time. That's like a time when our bodies want to conserve energy. And we're not designed to burn or have a high metabolism, burn calories quickly when we're in that hibernation mode, when we're in a time of scarcity. And what ends up happening, so for us North Americans that decide, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run for an hour or two a day, full speed ahead. I'm going to sweat my butt off. I'm going to, no matter how painful this is, I am going to run. And you see, if you go down for a walk by the river here, I live in Saskatoon, you go for a walk by the river, you see all these people just, they're running from no one. They're running on purpose from no one, and they're sweating buckets, and they're red in the face, and they look like they're gonna die. I mean, if I was to see somebody like that in the Okinawa, if I was to go there and visit and see someone running and panting like that, and I lived there and I saw someone doing that on purpose, I'd be looking to see who's chasing them. And if no one was chasing them, I'd probably call them an ambulance and say, this person, there's something really mentally wrong with them. Help them out. You know, but here we all do it, and we think it's normal, and we think it's healthy. But I will be one of the very few people to tell you, and like I said, I know very few people watching this will believe what I'm saying. This exhausting yourself and elevating your heart rate and producing a lot of sweat is actually not good for you. It's not good for your heart. It's not good for your arteries. It's not good for your hormones. It's not good for your health, and it's not the healthy way to lose weight. It's not. It is bad for your heart to exhaust yourself. It is bad for your arteries to exhaust yourself. It is bad for your hormones to exhaust yourself. So you're probably wondering, okay, well then, how do I keep my heart healthy? How do I keep my arteries healthy? How do I keep my weight down? Look at, first of all, how many calories you actually are going to burn. If you go for a walk, let's say for an hour, you may burn, I don't know, maybe 200 calories, just as an example, depending on your speed and everything. If you go for a run, maybe for, let's say, an hour, you're going to burn maybe what? 400 calories, 500, just depends. Depends on a lot of factors. Now think about a cheeseburger. A cheeseburger is going to be somewhere from a really small, tiny one, from like 200 calories, to like a massive, big, huge cheeseburger, maybe 1,000 calories. So we're talking about just one thing that you choose to eat, okay? One burger, smaller size or larger size. The difference in the number of calories that you can consume in one food choice is going to be over double, triple, or even quadruple the number of calories that you are going to burn by running for an hour, let's say, compared to walking for an hour. So my point is just saying that little thing. You're probably not following me, but my point is, if you change one thing per day that you eat, even one food decision that you make per day, you can make the difference in calories in your comparison of input to output of calories in a day. You can be lower in your calorie or caloric intake by making just one decision different per day. And you can skip that whole 1 hour of causing these fight or flight hormones to go through the roof, which is going to slow your metabolism, which is going to cause your heart stress. I know a lot of people think, well, I need to exercise my heart. No. Our culture here teaches us we need to exercise our heart. Our heart is getting a lot of exercise. It's beaten a few times per day. It's getting some exercise as it is. What your heart needs is to not be stressed. If you want to live a long, a healthy life, then my suggestion for you is for you to do what I did. I think it would have been probably when I first went into medicine and I did my Okinawan protocol. I wrote a protocol on this. I may even still have it if any of you want a copy of it. I don't know. But I wrote a very detailed medical article on comparing the Okinawan people, this is an Asian culture, with our North American culture. And if you notice, these guys they are the longest lived people on the face of the earth. And you won't ever see them running about, sweating buckets. What you will see is they live a very peaceful, calm, slow, meaningful, family-focused, healthy lifestyle. It is not the hustle and bustle where we're going to sit in a chair all day and then we're going to think we're going to make up for it by running our asses off for an hour. And then what are we going to eat? We're going to eat our North American diet and think that somehow this is going to be good for us. It's not good for us. Look at the levels of obesity we have in our culture. Our country is fat for a reason. And you'll go to the gym here. Let's say you went to the gym for 3 years every single day. What's going to be interesting is you're going to see some of the same people at the gym that are obese. Some of them are morbidly obese and they're going daily and they stay morbidly obese. Why is that? Why is it that you have people that absolutely can't sustain a healthy weight here when they're running on the treadmill every day? The reason for this is there's a few reasons. Number one, the majority of them are not changing their diet appropriately. Number two, they've put their body into fight or flight. And they're producing all of these hormones that make your metabolism go so slow that it doesn't want to lose weight. These people, some of them could probably live off of 1,000, 1,500 calories a day and still stay overweight for a very long time. So the issue is how they are trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. We're very brainwashed here to think that we can just, let's say, rather starve ourselves or do extreme cardio and we are going to be healthy. Here's what actually happens, and I was in medicine long enough to see this happen. These people who have a lot of extra weight to lose, if they decide the way that they want to do it is through pain and suffering, meaning starving themselves and putting themselves into fight or flight, they may lose the weight. A lot of them, there's the possibility that they can get their calories so low and exhaust themselves to such a point that they will go into that kind of starvation mode, into ketosis, and start losing that weight. But the second they go into starting to make more normal decisions in the day compared to like what they used to do, not only is that weight going to come back, it's going to come back with lots extra, because now the body has learned to create a backup plan for when this person goes into this hibernation mode. So the body's very smart that way, and you can't manipulate the body into thinking that everything's okay, because now it's prepared for the next time. So now where your body, let's say, used to use 2,000 calories a day to do its functions and then store the rest as fat, it's going to learn how to do its functions off of 1,500 calories per day and store the rest as fat. And this is exactly what happens. And you guys can look this up, like I said. When you have starved your body to lose weight, or you have used these fight or flight tactics of extreme cardio to lose weight, your body is going to learn how to hang on to that weight for the next time. That's why these yo-yo diets are so dangerous for the long-term health, and that's why extreme cardio is so dangerous for those who want to sustain a healthy weight. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, I see lots of people that are running by the river that are really fit. Yeah, And you're going to also see a lot of people that used to run by the river at 45, 55 years of age having heart attacks. And they're asking their doctor, how is this possible? I've been, I exercise, I eat well. The thing is, the kind of exercise we're doing, it's not good for our heart. Anything that creates stress, anything that creates this fight or flight response is not good for the heart. It's something you guys have to understand. So I'm just going to lay it out on the line. If you guys want to have a healthy weight, or if you are not a healthy weight right now and you would like to get to a healthy weight, I'm going to tell you how to do it in a way that's sustainable, that is good for your endocrine system, that will not cause a yo-yo diet thing to happen where you're going to gain it all back. And it's not something you can do overnight. There isn't a way to lose a massive amount of weight overnight that your body will not fight back against later. There isn't. Anyone who loses a massive amount of weight fast, the body is always going to come up with these tactics to prevent that from being able to happen the next time. That is the way we were created. So I'll lay it out on the line. Move your body as much as you can in a peaceful way throughout the day, in a peaceful, relaxed state. So, you know how you go down by the river and you see all these walkers and they got their arms just a pumping and they're walking with their friends trying to have a conversation. There's no benefit in that. There is no benefit in that. Walk peacefully. Let your mind slow down so that way the positive endorphins can fill your body instead of the fight or flight hormones. Be walking at a peaceful state, a peaceful rate in a peaceful state. Have your mind be thinking about the beauty of the things you're seeing. Be in the present moment. Notice the leaves. Smell the smell of the flowers coming up from the ground. Notice the river. Notice everything that you find beautiful. Notice it. Enjoy it. Slow down. Don't break a sweat and huff and puff and cause yourself this physical exertion, because when you're physically exerted, you are creating fight or flight hormones. Those are not healthy hormones you're creating. So if you're trying to be healthy, don't do things to your body don't cause your body pain and discomfort. That is not healthy. The next thing you want to do, so in addition to moving your body as much as you possibly can every day in a peaceful state, is spending as much time outside as you possibly can in the sunlight, without any sunscreen on, without wearing any shades, letting that vitamin D come in through your retina, come in through your skin, and just absorbing the energy and the frequency of nature. You're also going to notice these cultures that are the longest lived, they spend the most amount of time peacefully working outside, peacefully working in their gardens, plucking away in a peaceful state, doing their own thing. They don't spend a lot of time inside. So be outside in a peaceful state as much as you possibly can. And if it can be working with your body, work with your body in a peaceful state outside. The next thing is your diet. This is very obvious. Like I was saying before, if you need to lose weight, sometimes that's just a matter of changing one meal per day. Intermittent fasting is a good one. I do that pretty regularly if I'm trying to lose weight. What I'll do is I'll consume my calories in a period of roughly 6 to 8 hours through the day. And it's going to be healthier things. It's going to be like your salads and hummus and with some protein in there. I'm not a vegetarian or a vegan or anything like that. There will be some meat products in there. I wouldn't say you want to be consuming a lot of meat. Like for me, I like wild salmon and free-range organic eggs, stuff like that. But if you need to lose weight, then you need to get out one of those weight calculators and you need to figure out how you can reduce your caloric intake by about 500 calories per day to what your body needs at the weight that it is. So you're going to have to figure that out on your own. There's a lot of calculators you can use. But what you're going to be able to do is you're going to look at the weight you are now, your height, how active you are, and then based on that, it's going to say for you to sustain a healthy weight, this is how many calories you need. So you want to deduct about 500 calories from that roughly, just to get an idea of how many calories you should be consuming per day, because there's a very big range. But try to consume the bulk of those calories within about a 6 to 8 hour window per day. The rest of the calories be in a fasting state. Or sorry, the rest of the calories. So you can tell I haven't been drinking my coffee enough. Hang on. If I just have a sip of this, maybe I'll stop with this nonsense. The rest of the hours throughout the day be in a fasting state. I do suggest you be well hydrated in that time though. Drinking like green tea, as long as it's organic. You have to watch because some of the green teas have a lot of fluoride in them. But even just drinking water, sometimes me and the kids, we haven't done this in a while, but we used to buy this Earthseal cherry powder from Dr. Ben Kim's website. He's a chiropractor in Canada. He has a really good cherry powder, and we would mix that with like stevia. And it's the second highest source of vitamin C that you can get in a fruit, or I think in anything. So we would make a juice out of it, and we would just sweeten it with stevia. So yeah, you want to be drinking some things throughout the day, but stay hydrated, but try to keep your calories in that 6 to 8 hour window. Another thing which is so important, it's going back to my main point, is a lot of our obesity and our heart problems and our coronary issues and our cardiovascular issues and all of the stuff that we have going on with our bodies that kill us young are a direct result of stress. Stress. Here's what's really crazy. You have a guy who goes to the doctor because he's had, angina and he's having heart problems, or he's had a heart attack and he's overweight. And you know what the doctor's going to tell him to do? Start exercising. This is the problem. Get on that treadmill every day. Start exercising. That is the last thing in the world that guy should be doing, is starting to make his heart and his arteries work harder. He's putting himself at an elevated risk of heart attack by doing that, which is why the days that you have big snowfalls here and we have our individuals out shoveling, we have our ERs packed with heart attacks. Why? Because they're moving their bodies in a way that is causing stress. It's not healthy. That is a number one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is, if we're hurting ourselves, we must be doing some good. Not true. What the doctor should be telling these guys that come in, they're having heart attacks, is the number one thing that you need to do is find ways in your lifestyle right now to eliminate as much stress as absolutely possible. And exerting our bodies to the point of creating fight or flight hormones is stress. That's what stress is. When your heart starts beating fast and you're feeling that pain in your chest and you're huffing and puffing, you have created yourself a state of stress on purpose. Your body doesn't know the difference between that type of stress and the type of stress that comes from your boss is a total dickhead, or you have bills to pay and you don't know how. It's the fight or flight response. It's the same thing. And it's very bad for you. So what you need to do is you need to find ways of getting your lifestyle set up for being conducive to a peaceful state of mind. That's the relationships you're in, where you live, how you live, where you work, what you do for work, the way you move your body for exercise, everything. If you want to live a healthy, long life, watch the Okinawan people, what they do from the start of the day to the end of the day. Very different than what we do here. Now, of course, as it's becoming more like westernized and civilized over there, things are slowly changing and we're getting more obesity there, and Same kind of plagues we deal with, but if you were to look at even how they lived 50 years ago, very different. They were the longest lived people for a very good reason. So that's what I have to tell you guys. If you have a bunch of weight to lose, start moving your body in a peaceful state as much as you possibly can. If you want to maintain a healthy weight, same thing. Long, peaceful, restful walks. Healthy diet, which consists of a majority of fruits and vegetables. If you can do organic, great. Don't skip the protein. Keep your calories within a 6 to 8 hour window throughout the day. Stay hydrated. A last thing maybe just to point out is keep an eye for those pharmaceutical medications, because they are just like quicksand. So if you're on any medications, you really want to find out how absolutely necessary is it, and what kind of side effects are you dealing with because of that medication, and see if there's a way around that, because being on any type of daily drug is probably one of the most unhealthy things that you can do. I think that's about it, everyone. Like I said, I know there's only 1 or 2% of you that will actually believe what I'm saying to be true, and I'm hoping that 1 or 2% will look it up. You know, how good is cardio for you? Really, how good is it for you? What is it doing to your body? Look it up for yourselves and leave me a comment below. I would like to know what you guys have to say, and if you've gained any insights from this video, be sure to share, like, and subscribe, and all that awesome stuff. Now I'm gonna go enjoy my coffee because it's so good for you. This is Carol Bird, author of The Sun I Almost Gave Away.